Hello everyone, so this is my first Christmas alone outside of the UK, and it's actually a very strange feeling and not the feelings I was expecting to have. Anyway, welcome back everybody. Now the windows are very mucky on the outside, not the inside because I do clean my apartment, so you can't really see the Petronas towers, which are outside my window, but no, they're too mucky to see. They've been lighting them up in different colours at night, and that's been very pretty. I guess that's because it's Christmas. I think it's about 8 o'clock they go all multicoloured. I only just caught it the other day. Anyway, so my first Christmas away from everybody and here on my own. So I am used to spending Christmas on my own. I've been on my own for 20 years now. You know, I had the kids with me for some of that time, and I used to take it in turns with my ex-husband too. So one Christmas they go to him, the next Christmas they come to me. But we always spent the mornings as a family still. So, you know, I always had them. And then, of course, they left home. They've got their own families now. But I usually see my granddaughters and my son on Christmas Day. And sometimes I'm lucky enough to see my other son, but he's often working. So we try and meet up over Christmas at some point for a lunch or something. And if I don't get to see my family up north over Christmas, we always video call each other on Christmas Day, and you know, there's a bit of routine, isn't there? Of course, there's none of that this year. I won't be seeing my granddaughters, and I won't be seeing my son. I will hopefully video call with everybody, even though the time difference is awkward. But you know, I'll just have to stay up later than I'm used to, so I can speak to everyone. But I have to say, I'm finding it. I didn't think that it would bother me so much because I like Christmas, but I don't mind being on my own, you know, and I'll make my own dinner and not do all that. But I think knowing that I can't see anyone is making me miss my family and friends a lot more than I thought I would. And I think it's because it's the time of year when, you know, you do embrace your family and your loved ones, and yeah, perhaps, you know, when you're not there and you can't do it, you could perhaps appreciate it a little bit more. So I'm finding this time of year is actually making me realise that I do miss my family more than I thought I would. Well, that sounds terrible. Of course I miss my family, but, you know, it's that time of year. Is sort of highlighting that a little bit for me. And also, I am completely here on my own. You know, it's not like I can nip round and see my sons or go and see my friends or anything. I'm completely here on my own. Now, I did meet up with someone a few times in the last couple of weeks, but now they're actually in the UK for Christmas. They're not from the UK, but that's where they've gone. You know, it's sort of back on my own again. And I don't have any decorations up in my apartment because what is the point in paying for decorations? I did think about it, but I never really got round to it in the end. I've enjoyed going out and seeing the decorations in the malls and around town. I mean, I absolutely love them at the pavilion. It's just so beautiful. They're just really, really beautiful. And I've enjoyed, you know, seeing those, and then of course you feel the Christmas spirit because there's carols and there's music and there's lights and it's all fairy tale-y and it's all beautiful, and of course then it makes you miss home a little bit more, doesn't it? And also it's very weird being here because it's hot. You're used to it being quite fresh on a Christmas day. You know, you get up and you go for your walk and it's nice and fresh and cool, and here it's just hot. You're sweating from 7 in the morning all the time. You're just sweating. It's extremely hot. I'm not used to that at Christmas. When I used to go away for the winters, when I was, you know, had my house and my business, I never went away until after Christmas so that I could see my friends and family over the festive period. So it's a very strange feeling, and one I hadn't really expected that I would feel, and that I would actually miss my family more at this time of year. And I was talking to a cab driver today, and he was like, "You're not going home for Christmas?" And I was like, "No, maybe I should have done. Who knows?" I didn't, and now I'm here. And of course, now, even when I was on my own in the UK, and I usually had to have Christmas dinner on my own. Occasionally I was with family, but I always, try to make my own Christmas dinner. So I thought I will do that this year. I will make myself a Christmas dinner, but it's quite difficult here because you can't get everything that you would for your traditional UK Christmas dinner, but I'm making an effort. So I don't have an oven here. I just have a stovetop with 2 rings on it, and the pans don't fit, so it's very hard using them both at the same time. But I've got that, and so I can't buy a whole turkey or chicken or anything because I haven't got an oven to cook it in. So I've brought a leg and a breast, and I'll have to cook it on the stovetop. I've managed to get Brussels sprouts, because you can't have Christmas without Brussels sprouts now, can you? If you love them or hate them, you've got to have them. And and then I've got my cabbage, and couldn't get stuff in really because although I did find a recipe to make it on the stovetop, I can't really get sausage meat here or the right things that I need for it. And I was looking at this recipe, I thought, oh my goodness, it's just going to be so hard to make. But and also remember that this is a Muslim country, so in the supermarket. When you go to the supermarket, they have a separate section that you go into for non-halal food. So if you want to get bacon and pork to make your pigs and blankets, you go in there and you pay for it in there. It gets wrapped up. You put it in your bag away, and then you go out, finish your shopping, and the rest of the store, and they don't have to deal with it on the final checkout. It works really well, but. No, I don't mean to insult any Americans here, but the only sausages they do, so I could make pigs in blanket, are American ones, and they're very different to what we're used to in the UK, and I just couldn't get them, so I've had to make do a bit. I'm not sure they'll be very nice, but I had to try and make pigs in blankets, didn't I? Otherwise, it's really not a Christmas dinner. So I haven't got any bread sauce, I haven't got any stuff in, but I've got most of the other things. We'll give it a go. I'm making the effort, I'm trying. That'll make me feel a bit Christmassy, and then I'll just watch Christmas films all day and feel like I'm at Christmas. Obviously, I'll speak to my family and my friends, but when you go off doing something like this, even if you're used to being on your own, like I am, there are moments like this when Christmas is a time to be close to your family, to get together, to enjoy the festivities together. And I didn't realise I would miss that as much as I do. So I really am missing my family at this time of year. But I'll speak to them, and I'm sure it'll all be fine. But it's just one of those things, isn't it, that just creeps up on you, and well. Anyhow, I hope that even if you're on your own, that you have a wonderful Christmas, and I will catch up with you after the festive period. Well, of course, it will be New Year then, won't there? And it's time to reevaluate what I'm going to do going forward. I mean, I've had quite a journey in 2025, and we'll have a little chat about that and what I think I'm going to do in 2026, because everything is really up in the air at the moment. Anyway, we'll worry about that after Christmas. Have a great Christmas, everybody. And if you are on your own, I hope you have a fantastic time, and that you really enjoy yourself. Just have a day to chill. Yeah. Take care, everybody. Merry Christmas. Ciao.